All right, today I'm making homemade macaroni and cheese. So I have some water in this pan getting ready to boil. And I have a kitchen scale. Sorry about that, a little mind blank. And I used that because I wanted to measure out exactly 8 ounces of pasta. So I wanted to try to make this macaroni and cheese recipe as precise as I can, because sometimes it can be off. So the first thing we're going to do is put in 2 tablespoons of butter into our other pan here. And we're going to let that melt down a little bit. And to that, and you don't, all the things I add, you don't have to add, but it's again, all of these things that I make videos of, is a lot of it's to taste. I take about a tablespoon of super fine diced onion. I just want to give it a little extra flavor, but I don't want anybody knowing there's onion in there, and they won't when I'm done with this. I have 1 clove of garlic, and then I have 1 chicken bouillon that I minced up real fine, and then we have 1/4 teaspoon of dry mustard. And we're just going to saute that all together and let those onions get soft, because like I said, we're not trying to have the onion there like you would say like in a red sauce. This is just strictly all the flavor profile down here. Okay, and so we use 2 tablespoons of butter, so we're going to use equal crashing things in the background, an equal amount of flour. So 2 tablespoons of butter means 2 tablespoons of flour. And that will mean 2 cups of whole milk, or you can use 1 cup of heavy cream and 1 cup of milk, but 2 cups of your liquid. So this is where it's going to get real important that we get this, what they call bechamel, this roux. We want to cook this in really nice, stir a lot. Okay, got our water boiling over there, so we're going to go ahead and add that pasta in and give it a quick stir so it doesn't stick. And I'm going to use Alexa. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes. So that's going to be al dente when it's done. Now, once we get our roux here nice and cooked together, and the reason for all those flavorings is because you don't want it to be floury, right? So this is ready now to add our milk. So I have my 2 cups pre-measured here. 1 and 2. And then we're going to cook that down until it starts to thicken. It takes about 5 minutes, or it could take 7. It depends on how high your heat is, but don't go too high, just a medium heat. You want this to kind of work slowly. And then once it starts to thicken down a little bit, after about 5 to 8 minutes, you're going to put in your cheese. What I have today is 1 cup of smoked Gouda, 1 cup of sharp cheddar, and 1/4 cup of Gruyere, and 2 ounces of Velveeta. Once this gets done, I'll put that cheese in, and then that'll be our cheese sauce. The macaroni will be done. We'll mix them together, and we'll put them in a baking pan, and I'll show you that and the topping for the cheese, macaroni and cheese, when I come back. Thanks. Okay, the pasta has been cooked al dente, and our cheese sauce here, I didn't put any salt in because the cheeses that we're using are pretty salty, and I didn't want that to over salt. You can add a little bit of pepper. You know what, if you like a little pepper, I do. So I ended up I want to show you, look how much sauce I have left, and look how much pasta I have. So I stopped with this because I didn't want it to get too much sauce. You want it to be thick, but not so much that it's more sauce than noodles. And sometimes, you know, you just get a little bit too much. It's okay. You don't have to be sad about it. But these are al dente, so they will soak up a little bit more of the sauce. So I'll go ahead and add just a bit more. And I probably have about a half a cup left over. Okay, so once you have your sauce and your cheese all mixed together, we're going to put some topping on. This is a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. You can use breadcrumbs or panko. It's about a 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese and a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. Just the regular, you know, like you get the pre-mixed kind at the grocery. You take that and you just toss it together with your hands. And then you're gonna sprinkle it over your macaroni and cheese so you get that nice crust that everybody always loves. Now, I did coat my pan here with some olive oil. I would suggest that you do the same because this is definitely something that's not the easiest thing to get off. Then you put this in the oven at 350 for about 20 minutes. It should brown up and ready to serve. Good luck.